You lost the button there on him.
No, I can always find the button, big lad.
Come on here, Adam. Now, get me
Right,
on.
folks.
You've hit the spell ready.
Fuck you up, Paul. Uh,
You're in charge here, not you.
exactly.
All right, so
folks.
it's all about now.
Welcome back to the SL podcast. Yes, we're doing another recording.
Joking. Not another one? Oh,
Another
for God's sake, I can't stand it.
Right, that was our guest, Paul Magill. What's the crack, Paul?
Not much yourselves, that. All good.
So if anybody doesn't know, Paul Magill is my old boss. And somebody who just watched Sean walk about an office doing fuck all for 2 years.
Yeah, well, I was only here for fucking like 5 months.
I gave him the clipboard, so it's okay.
Hey.
Just walking about with a clipboard. So Paul, what's your... Well, first and foremost, like we haven't spoken in a while, what's the crack with you? How's you and the family?
All good, mate. The ones are growing up. Usually stuck in lockdown for long enough as like everybody else, but getting back to normality, back to football, and kids back to school is great.
No new ones on the way then.
No. I'm decommissioned. I got decommissioned last year, so that's a long gone. No more
That's
ever.
No more.
Like anything decommissioned in this country is always something else buried away.
No, not a chance. Not for this one. I'm done.
No. I have a wee girl now myself, like, and it's no easy game, like, is it?
No. Girls are a handful. Maybe
Aye.
want the last one as well. But to see it, like, a bit older, just but they're a breed. They obviously are a breed of their own because they're mustard. They're into everything. My two boys were nuts. She's just going to be even madder than the other two.
They're wee bitches. That's the only way I can describe them. Like, fuck's sake. They want everything. Like I had her
Everything's
earlier.
theirs.
I had her earlier in the house, and my wee nephew came in. There's only like 4 weeks between them, and he had like a wee bottle of juice, and she just walks straight over, lifts it out of his hand, smacks him around the head with it, and just goes. And you're like, leave that child alone, like. And then he took it back after, and started dangling it in front of her, and she was like trying her best to get it, and then she went out of reach, and she just cowed and face planted on the floor. I was like, fuck me.
You had to laugh at that, but let's laugh at them.
That's what
There's no point because make a fuss at it and they make it even worse, and then do it every time we start crying. You're like, no, go away.
I see when I start crying, I let them cry. Like, I'm
I
really
get shared
like,
that. I get shared that for doing that, so I do.
I will sure. I'm not with her, man. So when she's in my house, but I say it goes. that's just fucking it.
That's until she becomes about 5 or 6 and starts telling you what to fucking do.
Have you done yet, Sean? You
Fuck
must have
off.
something on the way.
No way. Are you mental?
Sean's
That's
downstairs
maybe
software
there.
works as much as his
Pretty bad.
SSA software works.
Oh,
Just shooting blanks.
Well, I hope so, because there's none there, and if there is, I don't know about them.
sure. We sneaky one dropping out of nowhere soon.
Sean's gonna be down there now and fucking straight and learning. There's gonna be some child walking up with a massive head, and he's just gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh fuck!
Big cement mixer head walking down Logan.
Cement mixer head. Look at it. Hey, Sean got some grief from work about his head, like that. Like.
He was up there with Jason, like him and Jason, big ones, like.
Jason's, I don't know, like, I think it's a close
But he
competition.
covered his with the hair too. Same way Sean's going with his. He's trying to take a notice of it, the green hair.
I know.
My hair's been more than just green ball. I've had a
I've
few
seen
different colours, like.
I've seen them.
I'm starting to think McFly wrote that song about him, like, fuck's sake. Sean, have you any generic questions set up here? Or you're just going to ask him the usual one, like?
Ah, fuck.
What's the usual one?
Go
Right.
for it.
Usual one then, right? Lockdown's now easing. Pubs are opening. You're going back into the pub. What's that first round of drink? Now, we're not talking one drink here, Paul. We want the full works.
Well, I was in the bar last Saturday, so
Oh, what was the round? What was it?
Probably a shandy.
4 pints of harp. I think it was around.
Was that just for you, like?
No, I think it was 2 of us.
2 pints then?
Back out the football on Saturday, just had a few drinks. Which escalated to me getting very, very drunk.
I've seen you in full flight before, like. Got a crack.
I've seen him in full flight too.
No.
You weren't done that Christmas, do you?
I'm retired. Well, that one I was sick at. Oh, it was a bad one. Like,
Was
I
it
was,
was it the Christmas day after I left and Davlin like broke his shoulder or
yeah,
something?
it was his elbow
His elbow.
dislocated or broke his elbow. One of the two. I think it was broke. He broke his elbow. I was,
What was
I
what was the one I went to for in Revolution to Cuba?
oh that one.
I didn't go to that one.
That was the summer barbecue. So it
Freaking McGill was
was.
walking about with fucking P1 pants by in the bathroom.
I was full that day. I think I got asked to leave. I think I got asked to leave the bar. I was that drunk. And then I think I ended up in Jason's house, but it was lying on top of the bonnet of his Mrs. car at the front of the house. Steaming.
Jason's house of bad news, like.
So that was the one we were getting photo, me and Big McCourt and Christina, and it was another one. It was four of us in the wee photo booth. and me and Connor, and then the other two was just like, how like, me and Connor fit in, never mind how did the other two fit in as well. I was like, what the fuck? Seen the photos the next week, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, dignity was well and truly left at the door there. Like, so that's a proper walk of shame when you walk in on Monday morning and after any work do, it's like, what did I do?
I walked into the balls
What did I
and
do?
McGill was literally rocking about with a fucking jeans and boxers down the ankles. He wasn't even pissing at this
Steaming.
point. He was just rocking about the bathroom.
That's
I
the
think,
like
that,
McGill.
I think that was whenever it was properly like, right, get you out.
Aye.
you need to go home and go to bed.
So you don't know a walk of shame until the one I had after that Christmas do when like
The
towards the
singing
end of the night you just turn around and go get up there and do that lip sync.
Oh, it was brilliant. Okay,
Fuck
you run
me.
straight across the middle of the floor too, and everybody just jumped out of the way. And I forgot about that.
I haven't because every fucking Christmas it pops up in the memories like
I forgot all about that. That was a belter.
I
Yeah,
just
some
remember
crackpot.
I just remember coming on the thing and I just looked and I just spotted you in the corner and you were just like, right, get up on that fucking stage now.
I think I asked the DJ to put it on too.
Did, and he was
I
like,
heard
was-
all about it.
The music
heard
up
all
to
about
that
it.
point was completely different. It was like all upbeat, like dancing music, and then the next thing it was just like bang,
yeah, it
everything
came
just
out loud.
stopped.
And everybody I just turned around and I goes, no. Because you were joking about it the whole night and then you just pointed at me and goes, up there now. I was like,
Yeah,
"Fuck
worked
me."
out it.
I was full. I would have fucking done anything, to be honest.
It's just real. What if I think?
I think I was dry humping Angela Blackwood at the point. Oh,
There's one that handed it like slap her in the back of the head.
I know. That's the thinking there.
she was full too. She
I
loved it.
know. Some crack on this was just.
Oh, is all the folks still there? Like, or supposed to
I
our whole
think-
team is all the way? Like, are they?
No, good lad, I'm still there. Like, there's still talking about Aaron and Gary, no, Michael. Well, obviously Aaron and Gary are still there, but me and Michael both left. The manager said it, and
Sure, Michael left when I was there, so
did he?
yeah, I think he left about 2 weeks before I did. Or he was
don't
saying
know,
he was
was-
leaving or something.
I could have been on his way at the same time.
I don't know. I technically don't know who the fuck who was my manager in there because I thought
Michael.
many different ones.
Michael was.
It was Michael at the start, and then
It sort of got fobbed off to me for a bit, but
and
they
then,
weren't actually in my team.
and then at one point,
Paul, we email David Black, or was it
It was
David Black or Barry Black? I don't know what the fuck you call him. David Brock.
Brock Lesnar, David Brock Lesnar.
Fucking McGill just goes, ask Michael. No, I'm mate.
I just give up on that stuff. I was just like, nope, where you go? Nothing doing me, go away.
Then
I think
would've
I
put
get
on
away with.
Callbacks
I
and
would
all.
have. No, guys, I swear, and there was it was great crack, but
It
so
was.
I
was-
loved it. I loved it because
I miss it. Like genuinely do. I miss it. Like it's good. I miss having a bit of crackers, and I left there. and went to the R company. First day of it was lockdown, so you didn't really get the banter. There was a bit of crack. You were having during the day, and everyone walk talking about and all. And you just didn't get the same. Wasn't the same feel. You know what I mean? You couldn't
Aye.
build the sort of like we had some crack. You know what I mean? Everybody, and even if all the work was still getting done, you're still having great crack at the same time. You know what I mean?
Boozing
Yeah.
Thursdays.
Like as
Thursdays,
as Adam
late
said,
shift Thursdays.
I
Aye.
completed every Sporkle quiz going. Like
Oh, fuck you, that's alright.
I think people just sort of gave up. But you at one stage they're just like, what even's the point?
sure, what do you call your guy from my team from Dublin was down at my desk for 2 days one day and couldn't
Aye.
get nothing working.
But your man looked like what do you? He looked like Mr. Thomas out of Lano is no wardrobe. You Mr. Thomas running about the IT guy,
sit there.
leaving phones everywhere and leaving cups of coffee. He must have let away 10 cups of coffee, people's desks and all. Like, but and here, what's he call him, Sean? He hated that because he couldn't fix it. It was probably the only thing he could ever actually fix. And then he was like, "Try this computer, try it." He thought you were genuinely breaking it. You were going, he hasn't been near it. you're doing it, you're doing it, and it's still not working. And he was, I don't think he ever found that one out, even after he left. I think he's probably still looking to try and fix it.
That was his fucking lockdown thing. So his project.
Challenge, find out. Probably it wouldn't surprise me if your accounts were still active.
He'll probably phone Christina or whoever's in charge now. Said, tell Sean to try and log in there. He's gone years, mate.
We got rid of him. He was costing us too much money.
You went with a clean sweep, didn't you? Did you go about the same time as that, didn't you? When everything
I went when they were let go. There was a load of us let go. Like I went when Scott was let go.
I thought that was a bit fucking shitty, like. But that was Brightwater, wasn't it?
It wasn't Brightwater. It was money was getting pulled, wasn't it?
It just literally came out of nowhere. Like we didn't even know about it. We just we came in. I think me and Aaron found out like say 6 or 7 o'clock on the Thursday night. I think it happened on the Friday or whatever way it worked out.
We got a phone call from your fella from Brightwater. You'd come up to the office, and we were like, why the fuck do we need to leave here to go around there?
Yeah.
And then Sean was all to me. Adam, did you get an email? I was all, no.
Adam was maybe golden boy. He was maybe golden boy. Here, temp of the month, and with your team manager, and it wasn't even me. It was Michael. Your wee photo and all.
You should have been in that day, Will.
I know. I don't know where I was. I was into.
You're in the corner looking for. You were ready to get your chippy order.
Probably was I. Any photo shoot in there, I'm front and center, and come on, let's go. And then no, Michael down there now.
Taking full credit. That's probably because he was like in charge of the whole Brightwater ship, wasn't
he was looking after that sort of stuff at that stage. Thank God it wasn't me.
Wonder how Pat goes.
Time sheets? What's time sheets? Go away.
Paul, you saying it? Nope.
Nope. Fuck off.
Where you go?
Wonder how fucking Michael's Pat goats are. Fucked up about them goats.
I think they're all good still.
Goats. What a random animal to have. He's flushed that man, like, isn't he?
Well, that's his man dad's house. He has that there, but he's got his own house. Well, I know he was trying to anyway. Just before the lockdown there, but I think everything was sort of put on hold for a bit due to obviously everything was going on. But some crap. But most sarcastic fella you ever meet in your life.
I was. Sometimes I didn't know if he was being serious or not. Like.
Here's the other day.
Sure, I goes one day. I goes, well, Michael, how's your weekend? He just goes, what do you think? And just like stared at me and just walked on as all. Right. all right, well. And then he came back down about 10 minutes later. He was like, it was fine. I was like, what's fine? On the weekend. That's all fucking me, like.
Some crackers. Like, he loves the one-liners there, where it's like just cut you to shreds too as well. You don't even know what to say back. And we're like, just want to walk away here. Just stand there.
He annihilated Ralph every day. Like
Ralph was my mate. I just left him alone. He got me seals. Did you ever talk to him? He messed up. We left him alone. He was all right.
Just sitting there with his wee tail wagging. He was grand. Now, who started that? I think it was Duff.
Was it?
I think so.
From a court. It's stuff from a court right all over it. Like.
I hear it usually anything in there. Should you ever see the photos of me and Jason? Was them two sitting all day cutting and pasting?
It wasn't just them two, because it was
you as well. See, I knew you were at it too.
Sure. We'll get on to the story about the chippy in a second. But do you remember after there was a photo of Mr. Bean sitting on your pillar for ages? You didn't even know.
Do you know what was still there? I think to about 2 months before I left.
Seriously,
so there was a photo of me at my formal. Someone cut my head out and had it up on the wall. That was still there. That was still there when I was leaving. Yeah. That hadn't been taken down yet. I swear to God, it was still there right up until I left. So what was that, last March?
Aye.
And that was still there. Couldn't believe it. It was just always there. Nobody ever even looked at it.
Right. So if anybody doesn't know the Beangate story, this is fucking gold. Right, every other Friday we were all right. There's wee chippy.
Every other. It was every other day.
I was earning a bonus and spending in Supreme and boozing. But here it was always you, because I'd be sitting on a call and you'd be like, you'd email me like, jump into pause or whatever after, and I'd be like, right. You just look over your computer, be like, we boozing or we chippy.
You go to chippy.
I was like, fuck's sake, and then I was like, who's going for it? And you're like, you. And I was like, right.
I think I went for 1 food order that whole 2 years of staying.
Aye. Here, I think you went the Thursday after I left because you texted me saying I had to go and get my own boozing.
And they got it wrong too.
Did they?
I think so.
Bastards.
No, I hear. See, even after you used that as well, it was the same. See, anybody in my team was like, "Who wants to be half hour for fun now? Who's got the chippy?"
That was
Bad
class.
man.
Like, so what was your order, Paul? Do you remember?
Battered sassy supper with beans.
Right.
Cowboy supper with beans, basically.
Cowboy supper with beans. So that was me running around. I got something. Duff got something. So we all split round. Well, I split round, and I just goes collection for. I think it was under your name. Collection for McGill. That was sweet. I came back round. As much no way in mine because I think you were at the toilet or something. I just left it sitting on your desk, and I asked all my lunch. As much no way, and all I heard was "fuck." And I goes, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "I forgot the fucking beans." And then I goes, "Phone him." And he goes, "You know what? It doesn't even matter. You were like a petulant child."
Oh, mate, I
Like,
swear.
I swear. Do you know what the best about it was? He phoned his wife and told on the chippy.
Got me
Like,
order wrong.
He was sitting there and he was like, luckily you'll never guess what. Well, just got a chippy there and they forgot the beans. We were like, did you
Fucking
literally just tell on the chippy? Like, you phoned your wife and
Aye.
told on the chippy? Like,
I did. I'd seen the words about it. I was talking about it last night when we were talking about coming on to do this. It's like she can't even remember me doing it, and then I was like, but she goes straight away. I could completely imagine your reaction. I am like a petulant child. See if someone gets my food order wrong, I'm raging, absolutely raging. See if someone like get a Chinese or something, get curry instead of gravy or gravy instead of curry. I'd
well,
you
here,
get yourself in the wee mood. You want something great to eat, and it's wrong.
here,
You're like,
I was in work.
don't even want it. Don't even want it.
Don't even want it.
Here, I was in work a couple of weeks ago, and I done a Paul Magill, like, but I went mad. Right, so we got an Uber Eats to work, McDonald's, and there was about 4 of us. Nothing I ordered arrived, and I was like, "You fucking serious?" So I phoned McDonald's, and I goes, "Here, what's the crack here? I'm only after ordering something, and there's like none of my food's in it, and they're like, take it up with Uber Eats." And I goes, "Hold on a second." I said, "Who made the food?" And he goes, "Us." I said, "Who put the food in the bag?" "Us." "Who give the order? Like, you give the order to your man. Like, you are meant to prepare the order. How the fuck is it Uber Eats' fault?" He goes, "Take it up with Uber Eats." So I just went to Uber Eats and said that I received nothing and got a full refund. It was great.
Can I get a refund off you and forget my order wrong?
What? No. Here, I'm only the delivery man. As I said,
$6.50. That's $6.50.
that's $6.50. You'll never see. Here's only the beans. I got nothing. They didn't even send me a chip.
Probably would have charged you about £2 for the beans a little bit around there. They're bad past.
It was a lovely fucking chip, you know. It was.
It was stinking and it was great.
The best curry I've ever had out of a chippy. Like,
It was I don't know whether you were still there or not, but they got like a 1-star rating in their food, no, their hygiene thing, right? And they got it on they say they got it on the Thursday or something, and everybody in the office was talking about it. I remember we Madam was like, "No, we're not getting out of there no more. Nope, definitely not. That's disgusting. Nope, nothing. give me a battered sausage supper with gravy, will you?" I didn't care.
got one then?
I got one cheated.
fuck's sake.
Of course you did. Of
Course,
course you did.
I don't care. I've had in some rotten, stinking places, and their food's usually great. And any kebab shop I've ever got out of is usually bogging, and it's great.
See the amount of times in that place I was already I need to lose weight, and like it was,
It was impossible.
there was too much in that area. Like,
It wasn't even that. It wasn't even just the food places around it. It was someone's birthday like every other day.
Here, and it didn't help the fucking when you got paid the sausage rolls and buns came in.
Yeah, so like, even like every what 5th, 23rd every month was it? Or, I can't remember. Sausage rolls, buns, pies. It changed. It went up. We went up market. Got pies up there away.
you remember the time the whole systems went down and they ordered like a shitload of Dominoes, and me and you were like, "You're sick." As I was sitting there, you were all
my fault.
You were all,
is that the one that I ordered?
That's weak, Adam. You're not going to eat that. And I was like, right, I'll fucking fight you for this. And you were sitting there fucking horsing it. Listen, got to the point as you're sick.
I think I drilled about 15 slices of pizza or something that day, like easy.
Was that you organised all that?
So it wasn't even the systems were down. That was another time. The time we were doing that was they said the one on award down in Dublin, some customer service, I can't remember what it was. They said, and I was only one in the. I think Christina was off or something. They phoned me up and says, "Look, you need to order pizzas for Friday." But I says, "Right, no bother. What do you want me to order?" Remember that Pizza Express, not Pizza Express.
I would
across the road. Was it Pizza? No,
one over the road. I can't even mind what
Pizza
it's called.
Jazz.
Pizza Jazz, aye.
Says phone across. We've got an account with Pizza Jazz. Phone them up and get them to get. What was it? It was 70 staff or something on the whole team in the whole department.
Aye.
It says right, phone up, get a half a pizza each, half a chip each. I says right, dead on. Didn't tell me what size of pizza to order. So I ordered, what was it, 35 18-inch pizzas or 16-inch pizzas, 35 chips. We're walking out afterwards. We're actually feeding the people out the street with a pizza at the end of the night because there was that much left over. But they never told me how many people was going to be off. So I just ordered a full whack. I think the order came to something like 500 quid or something for pizza. It may have even been more than that. I can't remember.
Imagine the accountant looking at that saying, "You fucking Belfast ones are fat bastards."
But you want to see the amount? There was just pizza boxes stacked up everywhere, and like nobody knew. Like what do you do with all this? So I think it was Matt McWilliams or something said, "Look, give me a couple of boxes, and I go out to the street, and I'll give the guys in Great Victoria Street, give them some bite to eat." So I was like, right there, on where you go. So we're feeding the homeless out in the street as well, which was kind of a good thing out of it.
Aye.
Aye, so if they ever turn around and say, "What the fuck's this?" Aye, but some homeless people got fed, so
It's alright. It's alright.
Yeah, all about the community at heart. Know what I mean?
Exactly.
make sure everyone gets sorted.
I make sure you all got fed first.
Oh, here. So I was even even better one was like or Nathan and all. Whenever we were before you even all started, and I came in one Monday morning. I was hung over to the girls. Like we went into the meeting room, the big meeting room,
Titanic.
and they were torturing me. There was like Paul, I could order pizza like once a month or once every couple of months or something. It was a reward thing, and they're like, right here, orders pizza, kicking on me. I was like, no, we just go away, leave me alone. So I ended up ordering something like 10 pizzas and a load of chips and drinks and all. Went into Titanic. I sat there sleeping for 2 hours, and they were all eating.
Did you not see any of it?
I think I had about one slice or something. I was dying. I can't even remember. We were out Sunday club, just black. I went into work the next day, and I very, very, very rarely went to work hungover, especially in there, because it's just the day just killed you. I was like, right, okay. But then done it. They tortured me for about 3 hours. I finally gave into it. I got them all pizza just to leave me alone. I was like, all right, I'm sorry, just leave me alone, go away. I'll feed you.
You didn't get much of it?
Oh, I didn't eat that much. Like,
We should have named Curry. You were dying anyway.
I was just like curling up in the balls, lying in the corner.
What's the crack with? I thought you had left North Belfast or stepped aside.
No. I stepped away from the junior side, so still chairman of the club, but stepped away from coaching the kids. So I took the under 8s right away through the under 16, and then stepped away and looked at the seniors. Just started up with 2 senior teams.
If anybody doesn't know a wee bit of background about the club, would be great.
So North Belfast club's been running for about 18 years now. Predominantly just junior football or kids football for years, and then about 4 years ago we were all playing for a team cup, me and a few other boys, and said, look, I want to start up the senior team. So we got the boys together and says, right, about 10 from another club, and then we had a load of the junior ones coming up, brought them up into the seniors and started the senior squad. 2 promotions in 4 seasons, so wasn't going too bad before lockdown kicked off. And then last summer we started up the second team as well. So
and there's a women's team now as well, don't you?
Women's is the other side. I was going to say next, but the women's is just kicking off big time. Girls, we started with one girls team. It started the last season, that was sort of going, and they're now up to 4 teams.
Happy days.
Across like from under 8s, under 10s, under 13s, and under 17s, from having nothing like a year ago.
That's mad.
The girl who's looking after us has been brilliant. Her and Stephen, their uncle and niece, have been brilliant with it. Like they're really pushing forward for us. So there. Just actually reminds me to do a poster up finish off doing a poster up. They get it up for more players under 17s as well. So we do. But no, they're flying. Like it's good last couple of years, like with the club, like definitely. So it
seems to be doing well. I remember he's doing that whole mental health thing. It was good cracking.
Mental health was unreal.
Yeah, look unreal.
That like we've done a lot of different things with different charities over the years, like with suicide awareness and mental health, and trying to just promote it more and more throughout the club, and especially with the area most of the players come from, it is rife. It's something that it's becoming more and more apparent. So I got talking to a fella who looks after Tommy, and it was saying trying to do something to promote mental health. I said, yeah. And then the whole carpool karaoke thing sort of just kicked off from nowhere. I think I was messing about in the living room, I think I was playing my wee girl. I was just singing a Queen, just Bohemian Rhapsody. The head just started going. I was like,
Well, here, that's
fuck
one
it,
thing I can always
fuck it.
remember. You used to be sitting in work or
Yeah.
like on a Sunday or something. You just get a video of Magill fucking.
Aye,
What do you call that song from Thor? The Led Zeppelin one.
Led Zeppelin one. No, Invasion? No. I
No.
can't, my wee lad will
The
be, my
Foreigner
oldest wee
song or
lad
something, wasn't it?
will kill me.
No, that's the nickname for it. Like it's
I'm looking it up
I
here.
know
Just
what
going
song
on.
it is.
That's going on annoy me.
But my oldest wee lad will be like, if he's seen us, he'll be shouting down the stairs to me here because he loves it. Like every time we get in my car, he puts it on. So he is. But so the videos thing just kicked off. Everybody, like, I thought maybe one or two would have jumped on board, and then see even the sort of quieter fellas from the team and the younger ones, even the young lads who were only maybe 16, 17.
Immigrant Song.
And
The Immigrant
Song. Even the young lads, they're only 16, 17. They were jumping on and doing it as well. So it got the whole club sort of involved, and everybody was loving it. And like the amount of sort of likes and reactions and people sharing videos here, there, and everywhere. I think I've never seen as many songs being blocked on Facebook because they didn't have the rights to them, so they kept getting sort of bleeped out, and the music was going missing. But some of the boys took it to a different level, like dressing up and like some belters. Like so a few of the boys getting a guitar now as well.
Did
But it was all for
what
the
did
mental
Jason
health.
do one as well?
Jason did.
Jason, I can't remember the song Jason done now.
I can remember him doing one. I can remember watching it, but I can't remember exactly what song he done. Like
Downey done Adele. I think Jason done the next one. Jason was one of the first ones. I think I was first, and then I think it was Downey maybe went after me, and then I think Jason rocked in. He rocked in the Hawaiian shirt and all.
Aye.
I think he
Bringing
done
back
his as
memories
well.
now.
There was loads of them. So there was, and some of them ones, boys are dressing up as Liam Gallagher and all. They go in and do it. The younger ones, like only 16, 17, dressing up as Liam Gallagher with the fisherman hat and the big parker and all. It's class. But see, to be honest, the good thing about it is, and I said, I was talking to few boys a few weeks, but I actually the same thing, and they said, like, did you get much of a sort of feedback from it? Like, see, since then, and not to put it down, like, but the amount of people that's contacted me or contacted some of the other boys in the club about their mental health is phenomenal. Like boys who you would never even think that were struggling, or boys like, but they know now that they're sort of capable. They can go say, yeah, I can go and speak to him, and it's private, and he'll help me out, and even if it's just for a cup of tea or even a beer or whatever. And it's brilliant. It opened up a whole different side of things right the way through the club, and it's great that way. Like,
well, that's what I want from things like that, because we've had a few chats on here about like mental health and all about ourselves and all that carry on. Like, so no, it is good to get people talking. Like, I'm used to that carpool thing was class. That was a great idea. Like,
I done a video after it as well. It was tied into mental health. It was sort of at the tail end of all the things as well. Probably the hardest. You know me, I get up and talk in front of anybody. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I sit and do recordings, doesn't bother me. See, starting that was the hardest thing. Not getting the right thing to say at the start, and see once you start talking, it just goes. That's the whole point about the mental health thing, is that the hardest step is just starting it. Starting to say, like, going and asking someone for help or going and talking to someone is the hardest part. See, once you start, it just floods. And like I was talking about 5 minutes, just me and sitting in my car, just waffling away. Because I'll never forget. I was actually driving home, and I was like, right, I'm going home and do this video. And then it just came into my head what I want to say, and I just pulled up the side of the road and just started recording it, just because I didn't want to sort of out of the rhythm of doing it. So I think I done it, and then it was like put it up, and everybody was sharing everywhere, and it was like amount of people contacted to say from that, and that's the way they're sort of like, and not just our club, but all clubs are going the same way. There's a big thing going about now with all the banners. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to talk and all that there. And it's definitely something that is becoming more support is being built through all clubs. John, you know yourself from when you were with the boys as well. It is more and more clubs are taking it more seriously now, because has been that many players that have dropped away from football. They've become recluse away from other mates, and then the final step obviously being towards suicide and self-harm and stuff. So it's trying to sort of spot at that early stage as well before all that kicks in, and I think more people are starting to open up with it as well, which is brilliant.
Exactly. We're actually thinking of doing the whole lip sync thing again for mental health.
Brilliant.
I was going to
Don't
say
know if I
something.
could, don't know if I could do that now.
No, what's your role with the club this year, Liam, with everything back off again, Liam? Are you senior management or are you just chairman?
It's both. So I'm
Both.
first team manager.
I'm
And
the sound handling brew. You're fucking double job here.
fuck, if I get paid for this, it'd be a good one. Like, no, it's I'm still chairman. But I don't take on as much as I used to. I used to do a lot more. It's brilliant now because some of the other ones, some of the committee members have took a lot more on over the last few years, especially with the money side of things. I remember Sean, me and you had a conversation a couple of years ago about dealing
Oh,
with money.
fuck.
I hated it. I just hated every wheeling turn of it. See, collecting money, paying things, and making sure everything was done on time. It's okay when you're doing that on its own. See, when you're having to deal with players, kits, run about it, especially when you're taking a junior team, picking players up at their doors and dropping them off and taxing parents, and it was just far too much hassle. So this year, I'm basically just focusing on first team and building up the second team as well the reserves, and the chairman side of things is basically looks after itself now because, as I say, I've got Ursula and Stephen here on the committee as well, and they're doing a lot of stuff. Ursula looks after all the girls side, and Stephen's looking after the junior boys, and he's the treasurer as well now. So it's a lot easier to deal with the sort of day-to-day
You
stuff
can
now.
enjoy the football side of it more now.
Like my sort of roles now is like printing off sheets and letters and
Time sheets.
doing like sort of doing all the social media side of things, trying to build that up as well. But again, see, with changing jobs stuff, it was hard to sort of keep on top. Lockdown sort of came at the right time for me to try and sort of go back and see. To be honest, at the end, coming to the end of lockdown, because you're away from it for so long, though you missed it. But coming to the end of it, you're like, do I really want to go back to this? But I swear to God, we got a grant too. Must be about 5 months ago.
That's what I was actually about to ask you. How did you get any help during
Well,
COVID?
no, not financially wise, not really. We got one grant, but it's to do stuff for mental health over the next sort of 4 months. And that's going to be kicking off over the next few weeks or so. But for equipment wise, we got a big grant from the IFA for junior clubs, and it was actually sitting in here in the office for ages, and I was sort of like, I didn't want to go back. No, enjoying it. It was sitting in the house enjoying more time with the kids, and because it was. But then the two boys are just taking themselves upstairs to play a PlayStation now. Whereas the wee girls are always about, and then you're going, right, can I be annoyed going back to this? And not just out of the routine of doing it. The first Saturday we went back to training was like the Saturday before the lockdown stopped. So it was only 10 of us. So I said, get the boys together, get out and do it. See, packing the car, to go to training. I swear I was like a kid at Christmas. I'm not even joking. I was grinning from ear to ear going, right, I didn't think I could be nervous, and then it was just
whereas
like, right.
Before it was a chore.
It was like that was obviously everybody was the longest break they probably ever had, but for me that's probably the longest break from football I've had from a coaching perspective anyway, 10 years. Because usually I would only have like broken the summer for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, then you're back
because I
with
had
the
the
friendlies
kids,
and all.
because you would have had the kids, and kids always want to keep playing, and the parents were like, right, they're happy enough to keep them going, and I would have had matches going all the time anyway. So from that side, it was like literally 2 weeks, 3 weeks max in the summer, and then you're back at it. Whereas this was like ridiculously long, and then it was stop-start, which was a not pain in the arse.
Yeah.
Because after the first lockdown, you're like, yeah, you can get back to training. I think we had one match when we came back, and then it was stopped again. You're just like, fuck's sake. And that's why I was thinking this time around, is it going to be the same?
Well, have you
go
not been
through the
given
effort.
like them lateral flow tests or anything? Get everybody tested before a match or anything?
You don't get that
No.
at our level. That's only
No.
the only people get that's the actual Irish League.
Yeah, so the elite level, so to speak, is the ones that get that. For us, it's just more or less just
hope for the best.
As much prevention as possible.
If you're sick, stay away, and that's the only thing we can really do. Like,
I pretty much like if I lift my laptop,
hand sanitizer and shit. Yeah,
I've about 6 5-liter drums of that. I've already handed out about 4 to different coaches. Of everything to do with COVID, sitting here, no prevention and stuff, no masks and visors and everything to try and try any prevention whatsoever. But it doesn't really. It's all well and good from a coach to a kid perspective or a coach to a player perspective, but the players are all in contact with each other. That doesn't make sense. And so you see people on about doing the elbows and
But you think about
You
the
were
match,
hugging
like,
them 2 seconds
exactly
ago.
in a match with a match, and you're like, especially at corners when you're marking people,
Yeah.
you're literally like
tits
chest
touch
to
tit.
chest. You know what I mean?
I thought
So-
they were going to start bringing in socially distanced walls for free kick and all. Like,
Oh, it's like, don't get me wrong. I do agree with it. The fact that try and stop people getting sick, great, all right. But at
fuck
the
it,
same
just
time,
play football.
yeah, exactly. But if you're going to, from a football perspective, but the whole thing I was saying, but it was like, even there's still restrictions on training, so you're still only meant to have like, what is it,
Up to 15.
yeah. But yet when you're on a match, there's 22 on a pitch,
Yeah.
so it doesn't make sense. None
No.
of the like, there's no rule that sort of like, makes complete sense the whole way through. And then like the whole thing as well, you're not allowed to have spectators in the sideline. Yeah, fair enough, but you could probably socially distance spectators more than you could socially distance the players in the pitch.
It's like up here we have there's a pitch where everybody uses because it has floodlights and stuff when it comes to the darker nights, and they rented out like the pitch in 2 halves.
Yeah.
So we can only have 15 members of our club training on it.
Yeah.
But our 15 players could be trained beside 15 from another club, but we can't have 15 and 15 of our own.
It's mental. It is. And it is.
then
mostly-
again,
see
you
the
can
kind-
socially distance more watching a match in a public park, like where like grassroots football is, whereas in a stadium where it's all seated and you have to, you know what I mean? Like, it's mad.
It's mental. Like it's open air, and unless you're standing, because one of our boys got it, and I got the phone call from I can't remember the name now.
Track
tracking.
space.
They phoned me and it was like, right, it goes, were you within 2 meters of this person? Well, yeah, for about 2 seconds. Oh no, it needs to be for a prolonged period of time. You're okay. I was like, right, okay. So if I'm standing on the sideline for 2 meters apart from someone, then realistically you could have quite a number of people. But again, is he part of my household? No. If he was, it's okay. So it doesn't make sense. Some of the stuff is mental, and I think that was the biggest problem, is that the football leagues and whatever couldn't really decide what was the safest route to do it, and which is fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Because we were playing matches where like our league tried to start off last season. I think we got 1 match in the league, and I think that weekend there was like 6 or 7 other matches called off across the leagues, and just in the Balmain League, that was called off because like 3 or 4 players had COVID.
The funniest part was when we started there, when, as you say, he's got 1 game, when there was them sort of couple of matches, like we were going, obviously all our matches are in public parks, being amateur football, but you're not allowed to use the change rooms, but you can't get changed in public. And you're like,
yeah,
how do you expect us to get fucking changed as a team?
Players
don't, they don't take kids home.
Don't even start me with that. Don't even. See, the last 3 weeks, all I've done is try and chase players for kits.
Yeah,
Swear
it
to
doesn't
God,
work.
like, it's driving me bananas. It's driving me nuts. The last 3 weeks, I've literally been taxing players. Right? If you got a kit, I think I'm missing like 14 kits across 2 different kits. So I've only got like half of each kit, and I'm trying to get them all together. And we're starting a tournament here on Saturday. I don't know if you've seen the other podcast your guy does, is Paul Kelly does. He does them on it. You ever seen the football podcast?
No.
Guy
Is it local one?
This guy in Belfast, yeah, and he's running a tournament here over the next sort of 4 weeks, and it's all like clubs who are involved, and it's like the mental health charity sponsoring it, and team are sponsoring things like that. It's going to be cracking. There's some teams in it, like our first and second are both in it, and it's going to be a good crack. It starts here. Well, it's actually already started. Our first match on Saturday, but again, it's like you're playing against teams, and you're trying to tell players bring a kit with you or don't bring a kit with you because you haven't got it. I've got your kit, and it's worse mental. It's worse than it's worse than managing kids. I swear to God, it really is. Seniors is worse than managing kids.
So they're all a bunch of big hits. You know, football teams. Like,
it's mental.
The maturity's left in the house. Like, even when I was playing under about like minor or something, when I was playing, like you made up with the boys. It's all just fucking wired up.
Like, it's like we've ages running from 16 through to 37, so there's a big gap there. Like, and some of them are just mental. Some boys are just nuts, but it's good crack. But you know what I mean?
Thomas,
everybody gets on well.
Has Bannon retired?
He did retire, but he was due to come back. I don't know if you've been talking to him recently.
I texted him earlier, did he want to come on for a laugh? And he said him and the missus are having the night in, and I just said happy humping.
He popped his shoulder again the other week.
Oh
Did he?
fuck!
So he was.
Here,
he
what's
was
going on with this Wolverine beard thing he's got on?
Oh, he loves it. He loves it.
He doesn't
No,
give a fuck.
what was it? He was going to play 5 a-sides a couple of weeks back. It was maybe 2 weeks ago or something. And he was talking about it because he got a, I think he got a promotion in work, or he was aiming for promotion in work. He was going to change his hours so he could go back to playing.
Yeah.
And he went to play 5 a-sides. I don't think he even kicked the ball yet. And someone like sort of just nudged into him by like just the reacting. We gentle nudge, shoulder popped out, ended up in the hospital. Didn't even get to kick a ball.
Yeah, you're very raising, wouldn't you?
So that's I think gotta be him done. Like, well, I hope he doesn't. I hope he gets back to playing. And he's
Are
back
you,
a big player.
are you still trying to play or?
No, I'm done. I've well retired. I jacked that in about what was it, two seasons well, 2 seasons ago probably. I stopped playing altogether. I was like, no.
Do you not miss it?
I do. I definitely do. But I tried to train with the boys a couple of weeks ago, and I swear to God, 5 minutes, and I was see his colour is top. That was my face. Swear to God, it was completely red. And I was like, I can't even breathe. I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh my God, I'm so unfit. It's unreal.
Was that go play
And,
reserves?
So I'm managing the first team. So
Fuck them, go play yourself.
to be honest, I'd love to, but see my knee's Banjax as well. So I mean,
So's mine. Well, welcome to the club.
You're all right. You're a keeper, but I'm not. I don't know what I am though.
Were you not like the wee Wan-Bissaka of North Belfast? Like
I was playing left back that last season, like that I played.
Andy
But
Robertson.
then I was back up top for a while, and then the hamstring went, and I was like, do you know what? I'm just too first keeper. I'm just not fit enough to be running about here.
Well, here,
So I'll just focus on
when's the
coaching.
whole mental health initiative starting again? Because like, if you want any of the boys to come on here for a chat with us,
100%.
we'll happily help you.
Next, I think we're aiming to get it up and running again. See, it was meant to, originally when we got the grant for it, it was meant to be kicking off sort of around about February time. But because of the way things were all still locked down, nobody was really getting in contact. Like we, as a whole club, so we're still sort of all separate. Like the seniors are training on a grass pitch elsewhere because you can spread out more, and the younger ones are all training sort of different times, as you say. So you only have certain amounts at different times. So
Yeah.
nobody's really sort of in contact with anybody else just yet. So it's mostly just the manager sort of talking now. But what we're trying to do is we're going to try and sort of do like a speak up campaign. Just know it's been done before, but it's really effective, especially with the junior ones. We're trying to get them as they get involved in it as well. Like the seniors have already sort of laid the path for them as to go in and do it. So we're going to send them as if you follow suit. A couple of younger ones did actually do it. So they did it the last time round. So it's just to try and bridge that gap and try and get the younger ones to say, look, it's not just adults that get this. It can be young ones who are going through tests, exams, going through shit at home, going through stuff with their friends, just general sort of anxiety and stress that you sort of take for granted now as you're older, and you go, fuck, did I feel like that when I was younger? But
yeah,
kids obviously now, the other one we're looking at sort of like social media and how to deal with social media and how they can handle it, because kids nowadays, to be honest, are mental when it comes to social media. Some of the stuff, the cyberbullying and all that there.
It's so toxic. Like,
It's mental.
Yeah, and the charity that we were probably hopefully working alongside is Tommy, and they do like workshops as well. So we're doing stuff with them too. Hopefully, whenever things open up and we can do more, to try and work alongside Joe Mickey there as well.
100. If you need our help at all, any stage, give us a
100%,
shout.
I'm just thinking if you got some of the boys on and you just want to have like a general chat, we could do like a break off version of our podcast, and like sort of do like a North Belfast United podcast sort of thing. Do like a wee separate one.
100%.
Because obviously our main one's all comedy and shit. Like,
I love it. It's brilliant.
Just a bit of crack.
So, say, like, you're following up Mickey Bartlett with me. Like, what's going on here?
Well, here I was quite a big coop. Like, but here did you not listen to Paddy McDonald one?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
Oh fuck!
See, if you look at our numbers, it is head and shoulders above anyone we've ever done. Like, and he was our first guest.
I haven't actually seen his one. Why did I miss that one? He's brilliant. He's
but here, see recording with Mickey, like it's because he's from Lurgan as well. It's so much easier for us just to.
But me and Sean said, like, we're banging out a load of people and a load of guests and all, and we're like,
we're not recording in May. We're not recording.
We're not going to record in May. We're not going to get guests on.
We said there was 3 names we said we'll record in May for.
You were one of them, Paul. Don't worry. Yes.
And it was Mickey was one of them. We'll not say the all 2 because we're still aiming to try and get them. But Mickey was one of them, and as soon as he got back, I was like, "Holy fuck!"
See, we messaged him a couple of
Fair.
months ago, but like I was at the start, we didn't really know what we were doing. We were just sort of fucking sending out a generic message,
Yeah.
and he ignored it. It was probably like fucking these boys. And then it was last Wednesday before I went on with Big Dave Elliott. I sitting there, I was like, Sean was sick. Sean had to pull out of it, and then the other guy that's on
Drunk.
it,
No, it was
he was
actually
actually really.
I couldn't
sick,
even
like.
drink last weekend. That's how sick I was.
Fuck, he must have been sick.
So he pulled out, and I was like, right, okay. And then the guy who does all the recordings, like saves it and all, Tony, he pulled out, and I started panicking. I was like, fuck, I have a guest on here. But I learned how to do it myself, so this is good. But I was sitting there about an hour before I started recording. I was like, am I going to kill time here? And something came on the news about the Tories. And I was like, Mickey Bartlett doesn't like the Tories. So I just sent him a message saying, here, do you want to come on and talk about Lurgan and how much he hate the Tories? And he said, fucking yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
And I just goes, really? And he's like, yeah, when? I goes, next Wednesday. And he goes, suits, happy days.
Fucking right.
I now want a bad lightsaber.
Did you listen to his podcast, Paul?
I've seen bits of him and your guy. That was it, Dak Churs and
Dak
That
Turn
turn
Yums.
yums.
Aye, it's good crack. Like,
See, if you look at my Spotify, it's like music 2%, podcast 98%. I just listen flat out to podcasts like
see, to be honest, I never really listened to podcasts until
lockdown.
about a year ago, and it was more sort of
started
like
into it.
out walking the dogs and started listening, like just putting something on. Mostly football ones I was listening to first, and then I started listening to comedians as well. And it was
Yeah.
fuck. You know who's got me? That was your man, Peter Crouch's one. Got me listening.
Oh,
to it.
yes,
I was
Peter
fucking
Crouch.
stitches.
Here,
I
my
was
favorite one was the
stitches.
one with Mike Dean.
Ah,
Fucking Mike Dean sitting in a restaurant with his wife, and somebody walks up with a whistle and starts showing him a card and all.
fucking, I swear, he just got me, and I was like, man, I'm gonna start it. Because Danny Devon was saying to me years ago, I listen to podcasts and all this here, and I was talking about audiobooks, and I was like, what the fuck do I want to listen to that for? Why do I want to do this? I'm gonna just turn the radio and listen to the radio. But then I see them when I start listening to what they're actually talking about. It's good. It's some crack, like.
I see. I've always listened to Colin Gaddis's. He's been doing them before podcasts.
Brilliant.
Like,
Oh, fuck, we went to his concert the other year. Oh my god.
the one that what is it? Godzilla.
Won the SSE. Oh Jesus
It's
Christ.
So funny, like, isn't it?
It was brilliant. Me and Nicola and Gary and his missus were sitting, and for the fuck, I think me and Gary were doubled over, fucking laughing the whole. I bent over laughing the whole way through it. I couldn't stop. Even my stomach was that sore afterwards. You thought I'd done about 2,000 crunches. My stomach was that sore.
Like, you think he just made it big after doing Barry the Blender? Like,
Aye, he's been for years. Like,
he's the biggest comedian up here by a country mile. Like, in terms
I
of numbers, like.
I didn't know what to expect when I went into it. I was like, is he going to just go in with the whole Barry the Blender crack? And then it was like, see when he started
he's trying to
talking.
leave that behind.
See when he was
He's a
started
proper
talking.
comedian.
See his story about being it was in Amsterdam and he got the shits in the fucking lift. Oh my fuck.
There was a bit, what was he?
We've all been there. We've all been there.
I watched it on Sunday there, again, and there was a bit he was talking about. He was that stoned, he felt like he was walking through honey, and he had a big, massive slice of pizza. And he said it must have weighed about 600 ton. And then he said by the time he got sat down at the table, he looked around, he was in a McDonald's. He goes, where the fuck did I get this pizza from?
There's some belters. Like, I think that's a good thing up here as well. Like, I used to go to the Empire, the comedy club.
The comedy club, yeah.
Some crackers in there, like, and then you sort of hear like there was I can't remember the name of them. There was a few boys we heard of years ago. We went. I think I was about 18 or 19, so about 15 years ago. We were going to it, and the next thing you heard them, like sort of 5-6 years ago, when they were a lot bigger, and you're going, that's how long it takes for you to get.
Yeah.
There. If you're going to make it as a comedian, it's going to take you a long time.
Have you been watching them Jackie the Gaffer videos, Sean Haggerty?
Oh, they're brilliant.
No, I haven't seen them, ones yet.
Oh, you
Miguel.
need to watch them, Miguel.
They're unbelievable. I'll tag him one.
Yeah.
Tagging them, alright, tagging them.
He's a fella from Lurgan, but
It was Rodney. Do you know Rodney?
I remember Rodney.
It's him.
He does this Jackie the Gaffer thing, and by fuck, it is the best
yes, I
thing
have
ever.
seen that. I have seen that.
It's just standing there. Fuck me, Jerry. Fuck me.
Fuck me, Jay. Of course I
have seen
fucking did.
I have seen some of him. I seen him the other week. There's some bathers.
Well, actually, we were meant to. He agreed to come on, but then his child was born, so we just left him for a while.
Let him wave out. Do you know what I mean?
We'll leave him be for a bit.
Leave him be for a bit. Let him rack out his Jackie the Gaffer. I'd love to get him on in character, but you couldn't
going for an hour.
You couldn't sustain that. Well, he has a few characters you can just chop and change, like a bit like Shane Todd.
He's a character as well.
Have you listened to the Mickey Bartlett one yet?
No, not yet. I actually was going to listen to it the day before I come on, but I get stuck doing stuff on work.
There's a cracker story about McCord on it.
Yeah,
Right.
about McCourt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McCourt sent me a big fucking story about an interaction he had with Mickey Bartlett a couple of years ago. He had the fucking date and time and everything on it.
But here, what makes that even funnier is, I was writing to Mickey the day just about the lightsaber and stuff and where he got it. And he had said to me, "Your mate Connor's been writing to me, and I'm pretending I don't know who the fuck he is."
I'm sure Connor be raising about that one.
Oh, fuck.
I'm surprised he hasn't fucking texted us about it. Like,
I know.
uh,
I
no,
might ask Mickey to send screenshots.
I McCourt texted me yesterday saying when he recorded with Mickey, and I said tonight he goes, right, I need to clear something up with him. So I'll not go into detail, like, but when you listen to it, it is funny. Like,
it is quite good. Like, but
I'll definitely give it a crack. Like, they record. He loves it. He loves getting every last wee ounce of detail into the story.
that's exactly what it was.
Especially, see when he doesn't want to do something, especially at work when he didn't want to do something. You got every single little detail of every single story you wanted to get out there, and he wouldn't. And see until he got that story across, and here's some crackers he comes off of, like, and you're just like,
different kettle of fish. That man.
The way that
you
man
weren't going to
words
get
things is majestic.
unreal.
That's why he was good at his job. Now, Miguel, another thing I want to touch on. How's it been like not being able to get a Leeds match?
Oh, especially this year.
Exactly.
Fuck. I think I was at one of the last matches before lockdown last year in the championship. As over me and Mrs. went over Valentine's Day last year for Bristol City match. Unreal. The atmosphere was unreal. I was like, right, it was due to go the last game of the season.
Aye.
Because we're going to be getting, we're aiming for promotion anyway. And we get over. Fuck, unreal. Swear I got a full house. On atmosphere, unbelievable. And then see we got promoted. I swear to God, I was like a kid at Christmas. And then
was your block away? Long he's away 16 years.
16 years. Well, fucking down to League One. But I've seen Leeds in League One. I've actually seen them in the Premiership, but it was about 10.
They went down, what, 2004?
Aye, 2004, 2005. And then I've seen them in the Championship, seen them at League One, back in the Championship. And then I saw
stuck on the Championship.
For a long time, fucking 10. Was it 10 years? So we're stuck in the Championship again that time.
Well,
fucking hell.
As a West Ham fan, I'm going to thank you for the 6 points this year. Like.
I knew that was coming. I was texting you anyway during the match. I was like, fucking 4 goals against us this season, all 4 of them set pieces. Just big, fucking ugly human bastards. Just
big Thomas
drunk fuckers.
He's a fucking
player.
baller.
What a player. What a player.
Unreal. But here,
he's a big unit, but what a player.
Do you know who I think is actually one of the bargains of the season? This may sound biased, but Vladimir Sufal for 5 million.
Good player. Best centre this season's Leeds' keeper. Elian Melia. Unreal. 5 million, 20 years of age in the bottom.
He reminds me of a young David De Gea, but he's not as he doesn't make as many mistakes.
I said, do you know what? I actually said that a few weeks ago. I think I was saying it to Jason and Danny a few weeks ago. That he reminds me of, because he was like dead skinny.
Yeah.
And he's big floppy hands dealing with crosses, but the wee lad's going to be far better. Like,
are you going to hold on to Rafinha though? That's the thing.
Nope, not a chance.
I'm going to keep him another year.
No, he's gone. He's gone this summer.
See, I'm sick of people coming to me saying Rice is going, fucking Souček's going, all these good players.
Rice is a poor man's Phillips.
Get the fuck. Yeah,
I'd actually rather have Phillips. Liverpool's been like them quite a bit, and I'd rather have Phillips.
You're not going to get any there, like.
Dead on. Declan Rice ain't going nowhere. I think if we secure European football with
why not?
He's nailed on captain. Like Mark Noble's last season is next year. Build that team around Declan Rice. Like
he is. He's quality. Like I watched him away back. I was like, I don't really see it. But then see when you watch him sort of over and over again, he is good. Like
he doesn't score, but there's something
he doesn't do.
He takes the ball and he just does the right thing with it.
See, we're watching Phillips.
He's West Ham's Henderson. Henderson doesn't score.
Phillips is the same player. The whole midfielder just they do all the donkey work that nobody really sees.
Yeah,
everyone sees the forward passes but then like you look at Leeds without Phillips. What they won like 20% of their games. They won without Phillips, but when he's playing.
Do you know who I love for Leeds?
60 or 70.
And I was in stitches a couple of weeks ago when he scored. You know Stuart Ayling, and he pulled a hair and it was really offside.
Love him. Bill. Love him.
What was it he shouted at the referee? I think it was in the match against us. We got a penalty or was it you or somebody got a penalty in one of the matches? I think it was one of the top 6 sides, and he was just like,
You're having a
"Oh
fucking
yeah,
laugh or something.
fucking big six, yeah, is that right?"
He's a fucking rocket. That's what. See some of his interviews.
Aye,
Like he's just great. He just looks like a fella you'd love to go for a pint with.
aye, big
Just,
time.
just see that because he talks about. I've watched a couple of his videos. He talks because he started off at Arsenal,
Yeah,
and then just sort of instead of like usually we go from a Premier League reserve team, usually go to Championship, maybe at a very very stretched League One. He dropped
Yeah.
right into League Two with fucking Yeovil, and then worked his way up. Do you know what I mean? Like and he got into the Premiership what 29.
aye,
Same with that. Look at Stuart Dallas. Fuck's sake, coming from Coke, and then or Cookstown, and then now he's playing for fucking Leeds in the Premiership, and
I
he's
know that's mad. That's
scoring
mad.
against Arsenal, United, City, fucking playing out of his fucking skin.
I'll
That's
tell you
City
what,
match.
this is good.
Oh,
Don't know who I can't wait to come back into Liverpool's team. Harvey Elliott. That man has had a wonder season in the Championship.
he's a good wee player.
Young player of the year and all. Like
Very, very good wee player.
he looks tasty. Like he looks like.
Still, the best thing he's ever done in his career was make fun of Harry Kane. Remember that? Fucking hell, what
He
he
look
called-
at
He got big trouble for that.
fucking
oh, he got
drippy
he got
lip or
a
something
big
he called
fine
it.
or something. Oh, he got a big fine or something. But I don't know if he got suspended, but he definitely got some
He
sort
didn't
of
get
fine or
suspended.
something.
He got a fine. He got a fine.
I guess a bit fucking harsh. Like he's just crazy.
Maybe 16 or something.
Whatever happened to football banter? Like
He was
Aye.
16 when he done it. Aye.
He was only about 16 or something. He's a fucking kid. Leave him alone.
Harry Kane run to the FA. He made fun of me. But like any fucking wonder, look at you.
I swear, some fucking battlers like
He needs to move. He needs to leave that Tottenham team.
See if he'd have stayed with Norwich, he would have won 2 championships.
I seen that yesterday. He only got 2 trophies with Norwich, and he fucking didn't
And
get
if he had
anything
stayed with
fucking
Leicester, he would have won a
Spurs.
Premier League.
Fuck.
That's mad. This season's been weird. I don't know who's going to win this Champions League. Something tells me Chelsea might make it.
I've Chelsea in my head. Yeah.
I think it's going to be Chelsea. I called Chelsea last night, like against Real. City, it's one of them ones, but this is written in the stars for Pep, like, and then he's just going to fuck off after he wins it.
Aye.
Like,
But like it's
that-
all written
that
about
team-
Aguero. Remember a
That
couple of years
City
ago he
team,
says
he said 10 years. I'll never leave. I'll not leave City till I win the Champions League.
I know, and this
He
is
said-
his
he
last
said it-
chance.
He said it 10 years ago or something. I'll not leave City till, and then now his last game could potentially be will be the Champions League final if he plays.
It looks like he's going to go to Barcelona next year. His agents in
He's in-
talks.
He's in talks now.
So that's fucking Wijnaldum's going to Barcelona too, but it looks things.
Do you ever rest him? Like that fella just looks absolutely destroyed when he plays now because he plays every fucking minute of every match for the last.
I think we're trying to get the most out of him before he fucks off for
He just-
now.
he just seems to play like all the time. Like fair enough.
Here,
I know he's
That's the
Speaking
thing.
of,
That's
speaking
the
of
thing.
players that play all the time, have you seen that by the players for Bilbao and Ike Williams? He hasn't missed a game in 5.5 years.
I seen that as well. That's fucking mental.
It's ridiculous. Imagine West Ham was signing him and he get injured in his first match.
You just love seeing injury players like. But we were seeing this year for fuck's sake. We signed 2 centre halves for 30 million or something, and 2 of them, I think the 2 of them have played like 2 games together all
Aye.
season. It's mental.
Yeah, don't talk to me about centre halves. Fuck
Big
me.
Verge. But sure, he played against us and we scored 3 against us.
It's not even just Verge. It's
First game of the season.
fucking Verge, Matip, Gomez. And then
Lord Paddy destroyed him.
Fucking Ollie Watkins fucking ruined Van Dijk as well a couple of times at Villa Park. That was the weirdest day of football ever. Like
That was that. Spurs 6-1.
Spurs 6-1 and then Villa and Liverpool 7-2. I was like,
7-2.
what the fuck? Like, jeez. And they're the 2 matches we played against Liverpool they're still great me, like, because we were playing so good and Liverpool were so vulnerable and we just fucking give them too much respect.
I used to like. You have had a cracking season. Like nobody was expecting you to do that. I don't think many people was expecting Leeds to do the same. Like
No,
for the way
But
they
see
went.
this crack, everybody's calling Leeds the best promoted team. No, Wolves when they first came up, they went straight into Europe. Like
Aye.
in recent years, they're the best promoted team that I've seen. Leeds,
I was saying it for a while. I was doing it, but then I said it once, and then someone bit at it. Someone was getting their back over it, so I just kept on saying it all the time. They're throwing it in there. trying to wake
He's
people
all
up.
up there. Like and see,
think-
do you know what's annoying me about the championship this year? See, 2 teams just went down or coming straight back up. I fucking hate that.
I said it.
No, that's what I like to see because it just
No, I
proves-
fucking hate that. See,
I like
Norwich,
to see new teams
Norwich,
get a chance.
West Brom should not be allowed anywhere near the Premiership for the next fucking
Aye.
10 years.
Fuck West
They're
Brom,
just going to
go
go
away.
straight back down every
No.
season. Like what is it? You know, Norwich have got 4 promotions in fucking 10 years or some shit
Yeah.
like that. Like that's fucking ridiculous. That means out of 10 years they've been in the bottom 3 or top 3 of the league of the league below for
Yeah.
10 years. That's fucking shit. And note the other thing as well is see all the parachute payments the fuckers are getting. So they're dropping down and getting like what 30 odd million, 40 million to go into the championship,
and then
getting promoted again, getting 200 odd million, and then dropping down, getting another 30 or 40 million. And say, what the fuck? What's the point in that?
I hope Brentford come up.
Like, see if it Leeds done it this season and got relegated again. I said at the start of the season, we finished 17th. It's a good season. But I said, and anybody can call me out, and this is what I said, we'll finish mid-table comfortably. And I was right.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, oh, fucking Bielsa and Bielsa. And I was like, listen, what happened at the start of the season? 2 centre halves. As you said, Sean, about fucking centre halves, whatever. Cooper was injured. Our captain Cooper was injured at the start of the season. We had a 20-year-old playing against you, and Robin Koch, who was making his debut. And he gave away a fucking penalty. Isn't a penalty now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because of the handball thing. That would have been 3 each first game of the season. We went on a run of like 15 games or something. They conceded like 30 fucking goals. Something ridiculous.
Don't you just commit a lot of men forward.
Since all the centre backs come back, they conceded something like 16 in 15 games.
Yeah.
Which they play out the whole season. Maybe fucking sitting where West Ham are.
I would like to know the amount of pounds Liverpool's had at centre back this year, like, because it's been fucking all over the show, like Jesus Christ.
Leeds this season as well has been the same. Like, see, fucking like Phillips been a centre half, Ailing's been centre half, Cooper, Cock, Strike, fucking Llorente.
We were playing with fucking.
Like Dallas has played in there too.
Henderson and Fabinho, your two midfielders that you rely on, and like
Fabinho's a wonder player.
Fabinho stops things getting to your back four, and Henderson's
Thiago though.
Yeah, I don't think he's shit now.
He's terrible.
No.
He doesn't suit us at all.
All he does is he flies. Sometimes tackles are ridiculous.
See when Liverpool had Fabinho and Henderson in midfield, and we've done it once. He floats about, and that's when he looked unbelievable. He's just not getting
the most passes in 45 minutes.
He's not getting a chance to get that role where he needs to be because Liverpool have to fucking put midfielders in centre half.
You had to be up there with like the worst champions ever, like.
Oh, big time.
I think only probably Blackburn will probably beat us, like, but even they weren't that bad.
No, it's been a bad season for Liverpool. Like
at the end of the day, it's how we bounce back once we get it next year.
We've had our few centre back turns this year, like, because obviously Craig Dawson didn't come in the side to January, and he's
what a signing.
After it was in his contract, he plays 15 games. We signed him for like 2 million or something. So that's been triggered already. Ogbono ended up going out injured against United. Souček was centre back the other day against the fuck did we play there the other day? I can't remember the fuck we played.
Here, tell you this, Bex, you're saying about West Ham there. Lingard playing out of his fucking skin, playing unreal. Then he started his dancing shit again. And he's been fucking shite since it. It was the Michael Jackson video, and then he's been cake since it.
He was very, very, very good the other night. He was getting the ball, he's controlling the game, but our best player at the minute is probably Lanzini. He was unreal the other night. Yeah,
I remember you first saying him, you were loving it.
He's a baller.
But you know what it is? See, before that World Cup, was it the World Cup that we were in work? He got that injury. I nearly killed him. Like,
Donaghu's been a big disappointment at saying for West Ham. You're right, Yarmolenko. I expected so much more from him.
He's our highest paid player.
I thought he made a mistake going to use. He was linked with a few of our teams at the time, and you were just like, did you just fire him more money?
And what happened to by Anderson? Was it Felipe Anderson you saying too?
He's went to Porto and he had 2 training sessions. The manager was like, right, you're not playing. But he's coming back in the summer. But
Davy Moyes, you love him.
Here, I said everything about him when we first got him.
And you didn't backtrack on it. You stood up to it, like,
see, lockdown hit at the best time for West Ham. Now I'm probably going to go on the side here. West Ham fans are so toxic. Not having the fans has probably done us a world of good. To be honest,
I think that's probably helped Leeds as well first season back because the pressure isn't there as much.
Yeah,
but I see at home we've been fucking cake at home. It's been our way form, so the cap is going.
That was one match when I looked at when we were playing New Zealand Road. I was like, this is going to be tough, and it was tough. Like, what was it? It was only like 2-1 or something.
I was 2-1 both games. Or the second match beat us 2-0, wasn't it?
I think you deserved a draw against us at our place. Like, you battered us that second half. Like, even you could have been 2-0 up in the first 10 minutes.
I know. That's the way it's fucking been all season. See, if Bamford's not firing, like, it's where the goals are coming. Like, Leeds is loads goal scores are spread across the whole fucking team.
Aye.
Like there's Dallas who's on something. He's on like 7 or 8 goals or something. Harrison's on about 7 or 8. Rafinha's on 6 or 7. Fucking
Here, did you see a stat the other day about Thomas Suchek? They listed all like the aerial duels that was won over the
Has he
weekend.
lost any? Has he lost
He-
any?
He won 17 aerial duels on Monday night, and that was more than most of the other teams won as a team collective. 17 aerial duels, like
Big weapon. Like
he's an absolute. I see when we first signed him, I was like, who is this geezer? Like,
I think you'll probably struggle to hold on to him more
aye, then
than
Rice,
Rice.
yeah.
Because European clubs will probably come in for him
See,
as opposed.
but according to Moyes and according to way of like this transfer source, that him and Sufal are like, that's it. They love the place, like, and
That's what you want.
when Slavia Prague were playing Arsenal, they brought the team to Rush Green, our training ground, showed them around and all.
Class.
Oh, like where we're playing now is class. But the best part was we were looking at a new right back, and Sir Check went to David Moyes and says, "Sign my mate Vladimir." And Moyes went and got him. So
Why not?
and here it's worth 5 million for him. Like
It's like, what do you call your fan at fucking, what do you call your manager at Wolves? Fucking signing all the Portuguese, fuck's sake.
Aye, they were saying fucking Portuguese international in the championship. That's
Aye.
why I see when you're saying earlier about Wolves coming up and going straight on it. Fuck's sake, the team that signed was what was it? Portugal was it Portugal played a match about what was it, the last international break? I think fucking 6 of the starting 11 was Wolves. It's fucking mental. It's like
Your
Probably
buddy
that
Nato
Fabian's-
looks a baller. Nato. Oh,
quality.
Nato's good. We buy Fabio Silva. I think polish him.
He
He'll
will
be good.
he will be good. I'd say over the next 4 years. You can see him in glimpses. He's starting to play well,
Yeah,
and then but he sort of drifts in and out of matches. Whereas in a couple of years' time, he'd be used to it. And
he
I
came on
think he
against
will
us
be
a couple of weeks ago and scored like, and I was like, fuck. That's when West
How do you
Ham
feel
were
like-
going 3-1 up, and then I was still panicking like, fucking kept shitting the bed. That one against Leicester, my head was on the hole like. But before we shoot on, Paul, I just want to get your opinion on the ASL.
Oh Jesus!
Like, do you know what I'm
Fine-
actually grateful
fine them
for?
all, right?
I'm
I
grateful
think it's-
because West Ham's owners would have joined it. So I'm grateful
aye.
we're not considered top greedy bastards.
I don't think Leeds would have, and the fact that because of
Bielsa would
PSG,
have walked.
not that he would have, but see Leeds' owner, and this isn't because Leeds didn't do it or whatever, fucking, but and they weren't asked or whatever it was, but Leeds' owner and your man who owns fucking PSG
Mm.
are fucking like he's always at the Alan Roads. There's been talks of him investing in Leeds for years, or Leeds investing in PSG and whatever, and I don't think Leeds would have went near it either.
Yeah.
I don't think the fucking player. And then see what seeing them wearing the tops and all, and then Klopp was fucking raging that first match, and but no, load on absolute bollocks. What's the point in having a competition that you can't get relegated from? Like, I don't get me wrong, I watch the MLS, I'd watch it, and it's the same. It's a franchise,
Aye.
and everybody like I was built that way. It wasn't like here where you had promotion and relegation. That's like saying like Leeds got promoted, can't go no further.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's
Like, it's a
fucking stupid
tournament
because
with no incentive. Like, it's what somebody
Aye.
says, after 5 games, you got to have nothing to play for.
it's
and
like a
everything's friendly.
glorified fucking Asian Cup. One of the thing they play at the start of the season, the Premiership
Ah,
Asian Cup or something. That's what it is.
That's what
It's-
one of the pundits says. Like, you could lose your first 5 games and you've nothing to play for the rest of the season. You're not going to get
Exactly.
relegated. You're not
Like,
going to win anything. Everything's to
Spurs.
kick about.
Spurs are fucking 2 points off Leeds. West Ham's above them. Leicester's above them. Fucking Liverpool, terrible season, but at the same time, like why Liverpool's owners thought, yeah, but this would be a good idea when Liverpool's biggest thing is that the
Champions League.
Champions League, fucking six
Yeah.
6 Champions Leagues.
Six European titles.
What the fuck would you want to go and play in this Mickey Mouse fucking thing? Because that's what it is.
I
It's
know.
literally it's a promotion fucking thing. Like,
Bill Shankly would be torn in his grave.
aye, it's a biggest load of bollocks. And
That's what somebody said. If you're gonna, if Liverpool were going after that, rip down the gates and rip down the statue, because that Bill Shankly doesn't stand
Aye.
for that at all.
Like, see the thing that if you look at the compare, because that would come out on a Sunday,
Yeah.
and then on the Monday the
Like,
Champions League,
during the United match, it came out, and then they
Aye,
released a statement at night. Snaky bastards.
UEFA Cup, the UEFA was fucking releasing their proposed plans like the next day, and it isn't that far apart. See the sort of league format thing.
But do you know that there's apparently why this came about? The big clubs wanted a change in the Champions League,
Yeah,
so they forced through this Super League.
yeah.
The force changes in the Champions
It
League.
is. It is all publicity, but I do think that the clubs that are involved should have some sort of like fine or fucking like you look at
Transfer
Leeds.
embargo or
I everyone would say that I expect the Leeds. But look at Leeds when Leeds get relegated. First team to get 15 points fucking deducted for getting in the administration.
Yeah.
The reason why they're in the administration because they overspent.
Yeah.
Right. The reason why Liverpool, United, fucking Real Madrid, all them are looking to go into this European Super League thing. It's because they're getting 300 fucking million a year or whatever it was.
But it wasn't even not there.
Because they're all fucking debt and danger.
No, but it wasn't even just that.
Especially Madrid.
Every club was getting their debt wiped clean.
Aye.
That was part of the deal.
Yeah.
Any club in debt was getting a wipe clean.
Because that bank that was fucking bankroll, it was going to
JP
cover.
Morgan.
They were going to cover the whole lot. So because these teams fucked up because they've overspent, they're going to get this extra money. Whereas Leeds done it and had to spend 16 fucking years in the doldrums of fucking English football before they can come back because of one stupid arsehole fucking chairman.
See, the FA and everybody, they're all scared of sanctioning the big
Fucking
teams because
every one of them,
they're the teams that
10
pull the money
15
in.
points.
That's what it
15 point fucking deduction for every one of them. Fuck them.
I know.
It's not going to happen. It's not
No.
going to happen.
It won't.
They should not even, maybe not so much this season, or they should be banned from Europe. They should be banned from Europe for a year.
What sort of message does that sound like?
Exactly.
Well, like,
Because they're just going to, they'll repackage it and go and do something else. Because it's been happening since the whole lockdown thing started. The Big Six wanted to have more voting power in the Premiership than the teams that were coming up and getting the voting with us here. They're going, well, why the fuck did you get more money? Look at it. Leeds when the Championship were on the TV more times than probably every team in the league, in the Premiership, bar 3.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 teams that was on TV more than Leeds last season.
Liverpool were on TV quite a lot last season.
Liverpool, City, and
Probably United.
The 3 that was above us. But it was only like a couple of matches. It wasn't that much.
Yeah.
And but yet Leeds got something ridiculously low, like about 8 million for fucking TV rights, where in the Premiership you get 200 million. But yet Leeds were on like 1 or 2 matches less than all the rest of them, and they were bringing in all the viewers.
Yeah.
Because there was more people watching it, and that so yet Leeds wouldn't have had the fucking same say as what these top 3, top 6, whatever the fuck you want to call them now. Used to be a top 2.
Arsenal and Tottenham.
Fuck.
2 hopeless teams. Like,
here, by the way, is Arsenal winning? Or are they getting beaten?
0-0 still, and Roma's winning 3-2.
3-2 now?
3-2 now, aye.
The Roma?
Yeah. But like it's 8-5 in aggregate. There's like 3 minutes left. Fuck's sake. No, I hope Arsenal just crash out. I fucking hate them.
I'll tell you what, just looking at that United score and who scored, that's been one of the best signs of the season as well. Cavani to United. Holy fuck.
When he's played.
Why doesn't he play?
That's what I'm saying. It's not his fault.
He still hasn't scored as much as Bamford. He still hasn't scored as many as Bamford.
He hasn't played as much as Bamford, that's why.
Give a fuck.
If he had played as much, he'd have scored fucking twice as much.
In the Premiership, Stuart Dallas has probably scored the same as him.
I can't believe how shite Salah's been this season, the goals he scored.
Exactly.
But if you look at his numbers, you wouldn't think it.
He scored he scored a hat-trick against us the first day of the season, for fuck's sake.
He's kicked and screamed Liverpool to even where they are. Like, to prefer, he's been your standout performer, like, and he's been shit.
But Liverpool this year has been shocking. But
Mane, what happened to him?
What's happened to him? What has happened to him? Like I actually love Mane more.
He could have been Ballon d'Or worthy a year ago.
I think between him and Salah, it was always going to go downhill because you ever see even last season when he was going for the title, like it was. You could see them falling out, like, and that's spilled over in this season probably.
Need to get rid of one of them.
Aye.
I'd get rid of Salah before I get rid of Mane, but honest, Salah's a stingy.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a big call. Like,
because
for me, no needs to go.
Salah score. I wouldn't get rid of him. I'd keep him.
But like,
as long as he's willing to start back.
Jota walked into that side, and the only reason for me to go back in is because Jota wrecked himself.
Jota is going to be next year, I reckon.
Good player.
I think Salah's gone. Honestly, I think Salah's gone, and we need to replace him. But who's replacing him?
Who's going to buy him? Who's going to buy Salah?
Barcelona wants him.
Have they got the money for it?
Madrid want him.
Madrid got the money for it.
They're still in the Super League.
Aye,
they've got their money.
It wouldn't surprise me. PSG wanted him, yeah. Because
the fuck was that for a front 3? Mbappe, Neymar, and Salah. Jesus Christ.
Well, here, I've just heard on the grapevine for Leeds that Haaland's going to sign because his dad's.
He's a Leeds man.
I know.
He's born in Leeds.
Yeah, that's mad.
What do you reckon James Miller will try and get a wee switch over before he retires?
Love to see it, but I don't think he will. I think he's too old to be doing Bielsa's training, to be honest.
He's the
here's-
fittest player. He's the fittest player in
I
Liverpool.
know, but here,
He aces every test.
have you heard about Leeds' training?
I'm
The
sure
murder
Klopp-
ball?
Murder ball, fuck
Aye.
me. Just man Robin Cock when he's saying his murder ball was his second day's training. And he said afterwards, like, what the fuck have I said? What have I said this club for? Just near killed him.
I remember they done was it Calvin Phillips done the soccer AM thing? I was watching
Him
it
and
and
Ben
he was talking about murder ball and I was like,
Aye.
nah. Even I'm tired of thinking about it. Like,
They thought it was going to be like a 5-minute thing, and what some sessions he does it for an hour.
there's
You know,
6
it's like,
coaches
I don't
standing around
fuck-
throwing balls back in.
Aye, it says that all the coaches, more than that. I think there's about 10 or 11 coaches standing around, and they've all got 2 balls each. The ball goes out of play, no free kicks, no corners, no stoppages, just keep going. And they've got the coaches all standing around the outside as well, like screaming at the players if they're standing still. They have to be constantly moving and
Are you
constantly
going to bring
pressing.
it into North Belfast?
I've already done it. Boys hate it.
No, you haven't.
I swear to fuck.
Do
I
you know how I
started
knew?
doing
Do
it
you know how I
18
knew
months
what
ago.
it? Because I remember when he was doing like a training session for the youth kids that you were training and thing, you were on like looking at all these stat things. Like, what are you doing? Goes, I'm trying to incorporate Bielsa's training into the kids here. And I
Oh,
was like,
what?
are you fucking serious? You're like, right, let me break it down for you. I was like, Miguel, fucking hell.
Mental. It is, yeah, but it does work. See the high press, and if you do it regularly, like, but they're obviously training. They're fucking professionals, like they're elite level. Like, but every player that said it, he just says like the stats speak for themselves. Like, it's not just a running team. Like, they do have quality in there as well. But their pressing stats and every team they've played against is just like, fuck's sake.
Aye.
They're all coming off busted, and Leeds are sort of like just standing away
Well,
as if nothing. Like,
the fitness is really,
the
really good.
these players say that the matches on a Saturday is less intense than murder ball. Because murder ball's harder, or the league matches are easier than murder
True.
ball.
Oh man,
That's
that's
fucking mental.
That is mad. Well, Paul, I think we'll start wrapping it up here. We'll get talking to you off camera about this whole incentive thing. We'll try and get
Yes, no bother.
loaded up before we all head off. Sean, anything you want to add before we go?
No, just you're still a wanker, Miguel. Like, you know.
Cheers,
Mr.
boys, for having me on.
No
Good crack.
problem.
100%.
No
Thank you very
problem.
much.
Mr.
Glad
Bean.
Mr. Bean.
Beangate.
Beangate.
Fucking Beangate. Well, we might call this fucking episode Murder Ball and Beans. something fucking stupid like that.
I get us all back to car for a murder ball session.
Aye,
Donkeys and
fuck.
beans, whoever's the most unfit.
Hi. That'll be me.
Alan, I can't even fucking run when you're about me. And he's buckled.
Oh, well, that's true. Then Sean's fucked. All right, Miguel, thanks very much.
Cheers.
No worries, boys. See you later.